And then we've taken that on board, and now we're all optimistic about the fact that we weren't optimistic. I'm feeling very optimistic about the lack of optimism.
I'm feeling very confused after that. But yeah, no, I think look, I think expectations are quite low, but they've got to go out and grab the opportunity now. There's a couple of players.
Joe Hart just needs to
a good dress rehearsal for them.
I can remember Greece winning a few years ago, out of the blue, and we've got some really good players. I think we've got players who can get goals. I think we're going to be organised, and like I said before, the keeper's massive. Two attacking fullbacks today as well, who are really good getting forward. It'll be interested to me see how they play. But this is
our commentators now, Andy Townsend is sitting alongside Clive Tilsley.
Well, a lot of you will still be in the middle of exams, commiserations. So is Roy Hodgson. Final mock this evening, although with England every performance is. Steven Gerrard talked yesterday of tournament summers being the stuff of dreams. There's no sense from either captain or manager of just writing the championship off to experience. There is a have-a-go frame of mind in the England camp, reflected in this evening's team selection with a first start for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain at 18 and a second start for Danny Welbeck at 21. Decked out in flax and bunting, but not for the England football team this year. The only team heading for the championships with questions to answer. Italy were beaten.
Still the centre forward is a potential problem for the England manager. The back four, goalkeeper Parker, Gerrard, pretty much set in stone. He's got to look the part, he's got to look mobile. His finishing is a little bit erratic, I think, Danny Welbeck. That's still an area he's making himself available.
Chance for Dembele to come forward. England a little lax at the start. Vertonghen's cross clearances, but Mirallas with the cross, charged down by Johnson, corner kick to Belgium.
Yeah, it might have been.
Low cross isn't the best, Gerrard. This is Mirallas. Showed too much of it to Milner. Gerrard. It's a manhandled by Witsel.
Good skill, Steven Gerrard there. Yep, just outfoxing Moussa Dembele. Hazard dropping into there, Fellaini as well.
Gerrard fouled by Dembele.
He's a very strong lad, Dembele. Since he's arrived at Fulham, been very impressed with him. Perhaps only his goal output has been the one area to let him down, but again, very, very good in possession.
Essentially 4-4-2, you know. This is Johnson. He's took on a little bit too much.
And good, wanting to be very positive and trying to play with someone close to. You cannot afford to try Ashley Young. When his team need him to defend, he has to.
Johnson.
See the danger out, get back goal side, make them go wide, force them out.
Wayne Rooney, who probably need a run out at some stage during the evening. He hasn't played for 3 weeks. He can't play for another 2.5 weeks because of the is made. Johnson towards Young. Gerrard. This is Johnson. Milner about it, except that his team lost. Rasmussen of Denmark is the man in charge, incidentally.
The wide players will see more of the ball if England can get a little bit more of a stranglehold in the middle of midfield.
Wembley here later this evening at 10:15 on ITV1, but our next live they arrive with a growing reputation, but FIFA still ranks them 20 places below last week.
Two central midfield players, and Young really stitch anything together. So far it's just been...
Gerrard was under pressure there. Hazard trying to release Mertens. Johnson penalised.
Glenn Johnson always looked like he was struggling to get there. He dropped down. I think it's Witsel who gets across the front of it.
Deep towards Gillet. There's a bit of a swagger about.
But it is difficult, and it can be wearing, particularly for those guys in the middle of the park as the game goes on, when you're constantly having to shuffle and slide across the field and trying to screen players. And
well, health with our touchline man, Gabriel Clark.
Well, Clive, I think...
Johnson. Hope as well that Terry reached that. Johnson.
They're not under any real pressure, England. They're not in any danger. I think everybody here would just like to see them.
A few days, just to repeat, although he's playing left back for Belgium this evening, he is Oxlade-Chamberlain. Good movement from Gerrard. It's Young who trying to help it rather prematurely against Gerrard.
Yeah,
but it's good movement there.
Was better. Oxlade-Chamberlain drifting inside. It was a good
control that ball, which came with a bit of fizz. Gerrard and towards Young. Production might start to cease. But England have won it in a good position. Young slipped through to Danny Welbeck. England.
This young man, that is a really, really well taken goal. They invite
it away to Gillet. Gerrard with a big tackle on Mertens. Charged down by Milner.
This is the goal again there, Clive. Danny Welbeck is actually an issue, does very well to come back and smother Dembele along with Steven Gerrard, but the fit.
Young sets up Steven Gerrard. Stopped by Vermaelen. Gerrard again. Might still come for Oxlade-Chamberlain. Half-hearted handball appeals. Gerrard keeping the move alive. At two sides of goal. He's beaten Dembele. He's found a cross from Milner. And it's from
cross that comes back, and in the end Steven Gerrard tries to hit it with a steer that with his left foot, gets two dabs at it. Unfortunately, they just can't pop it into the net, and they just about deal with it, but self-inflicted wounds again. Timmy Seamans, I don't know what he's doing there, dwelling on the ball literally 5 yards from his own goal. Someone's got to just maybe spin and go in the other direction a bit.
Their WAG-free city centre base is in Krakow in Poland.
In the box.
Johnson. Other away is by Gillet, one back by Gerrard. I think what he's trying to teach his players is something that he's able to link up with Hazard again. Good work by Milner. Very often going to be outnumbered 3-2 against some of the teams they play against. Here's Milner breaking
England down with all that quality that they have at their disposal. You've seen tonight, white shirts when they're back behind the ball, hard to penetrate.
Now a little bit of space for Eden Hazard. Down he goes, edge of the penalty.
This evening, the visitors, they've looked neat and tidy at times.
The leading courtesy of a very well. Glenn Johnson. Hadley. Good work. How costly will that be? Gerrard had a. There's Eden Hazard again.
I mean, on Wayne Rooney can drop and link up a little bit.
Milner Hancock on the right.
Going in and looking to slot people, he's a real danger.
us to training, and the punishment was for Vincent Kompany to choose Gerrard with the free kick. Guiding in towards Johnson, who was arriving. Johnson. Gerrard appeared to be fouled there by Fellaini, but Belgium
Boxes.
But they need a goal in the closing stages of the game. He got a dozen during Fabio Capello. And gives England something different. Something different coming in the shape of Jordan Henderson, giving the skipper a rest. Steven Gerrard has handed the captain's armband to Wayne Rooney in the closing minutes. Henderson, who came into the squad when Frank Lampard was injured in training last week, played the last 20 minutes in Oslo, and will play the last 8 or 9 here. England were to progress. Co-favourites with Germany for the tournament, but Italy were beaten 3-0 last night.
To England's cause, but also I think you have to involve every.
Henderson, Parker.
He's played well. I will go for Steven Gerrard. I think he's so.
Henderson. 1-0 to the England. That's how it's been in. Tongan's cross. And Glenn Johnson, not quite what he intended, but he cleared it. Corner kick.
He wasn't totally sure, was he, where that was going, Glenn Johnson, but knew he had to affect it if he could, put something on it. Not sure of what's behind him, actually. Phil Jagielka could probably given him a shout just as over his opening 2 games in that respect. Yes, there's room for improvement. Yes, he may need to find a little bit more of a gear or two against the very best. I'm sure he's aware of that, but